Tell them it's just beginning. All right, we're going to take it live to Kasia Bodurka, who is at Pearson Airport. Have you got any feeling yet about delays, or what's the feeling right now at this time of year?
Actually, there are delays already. There are cancellations already, Jacqueline, at this time, all weather related. But we actually decided to start our shoot here in the parking lot to give you a feel of how busy it is. In fact, this place is absolutely rammed, but also to show you this, some icicles here. You've been talking about the ice building up, and perhaps I'm a little too ambitious to try to get one. Okay, I can't get one in my hand. But there you have an idea of the ice buildup, obviously a result of freezing rain over a prolonged period of time. And it's interesting, so many of us are situated around that freezing mark. So here at Pearson, we're at -1, so you're seeing the freezing rain. But at Buttonville Airport, they're at +1, so they're just getting some drizzle and some rain at this point. So it just gives you an idea of how small that gradient really is. So like I mentioned, some flight cancellations and delay already here, also in Montreal as well. So airlines are advising you to check with your airlines online because there are travel advisories in effect. I'm going to send it back to you inside though, Mike, with more on the weather system.
Thanks a lot, Kasia. As Kasia mentioned, very temperature dependent.
There is an abundance of moisture still moving up from the south. And so, Kasia, I think, you know, when you're at Pearson Airport yourself, this is just the beginning and you've already got many delays.
Already. So true, really. And last time you came to me, I showed you how big the icicles were just at the parking lot. And now I come to you from the arrivals department, where I'm feeling it's quite reminiscent of the Christmas movie Love Actually. A lot of hugs and kisses. It's actually quite nice. But there's so many people. It's extremely busy here. It's one of the most busy days at Pearson of the year. We'll see what the sentiment is like, though, in the departure section, because, of course, flights are delayed. There are many cancellations as well. And I did speak to some officials. They said their #1 message today is to check online before you leave, because you might not be going anywhere. That's what flight officials are saying at this point. In the meantime, for more info on this weather system, I'm going to send it back to you inside Mike.
Thanks a lot, Kasia. Now, speaking of Love Actually, if we...
That's where we find our own Kasia Bodurka at Pearson. Kasia, you know, I know we're telling everybody, don't get in your cars, don't drive. It's going to get really bad, but people, you know, have places to go all around the world.
They do, absolutely. We're at Pearson, Terminal 1 at the Air Canada check-in, where all these people behind me, they're all headed south of the border. And at this point, it doesn't look so bad, which is great news. And based on this board, a lot of the flights are leaving on time. But the ones that are actually completely canceled, I'm going to draw your attention down here. It's constantly refreshing itself. But the point is these are flights going to Syracuse. They're going to Detroit, all in the same line of this storm that we're experiencing here. And they are actually absolutely canceled, so these people will have to obviously rebook. So the main point that officials are trying to drive home today is to check your flight status before you're leaving. Also, arrivals are also affected as well. Lots of delays and cancellations there. Although the sentiment down there is actually quite nice. It's a lot like the opening scene of Love Actually, which is actually one of Mike's favorite romantic movies, Mike.
That's right, Kasia. I'm a big fan of romantic comedies. Thank you for just broadcasting that to the nation. Now, in terms...
Well, make sure you check your flight status before you head to the airport. Our very own Kasia Bodurka joins us now. She's at Pearson Airport. And Kasia, I can just imagine there are a lot of people there that are probably waiting for their flights. They have been delayed, and some cancellations, I'm sure, as well.
Yeah, and at this point, sentiments, well, I don't think they're too bad at this point, especially that there are some carolers behind us trying to cheer some of these people up. Last time I came to you, Michelle, live, we were at the American check-in, so some of those flights have been delayed as well. But here, for the Canadian flights, there are more cancellations, so I'm going to bring you to the board here. Canceled: Fredericton, Ottawa, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver. Yeah, a lot of flight cancellations, actually. And we had run into a number of gentlemen on their way from Fort Mac all the way back to Fredericton. They were not happy. They didn't want to talk to us on camera, actually. They were so upset. But the truth is they're not able to make it to Fredericton until Christmas Eve. So some people certainly upset. So there's a good reason why there are some carolers here at Pearson. What Pearson wants to tell everybody is to make sure check online with your flight operator to see whether there are cancellations or delays, because that's the most important you can do. But also give yourself some extra time on the road to get here to Pearson, because as you know, the roads are slick. To you inside, Michelle.
Wow, thanks so much for that, Kasia. We will continue to get updates from you. At Pearson, we are seeing the freezing rain. Temperatures have dipped below the 0-degree mark, Kasia, and a lot of frustrated travelers, I'm sure, because we are dealing with cancellations and other delays as well.
Sure, indeed. But you're seeing mixed sentiments here throughout the airport, Michelle. Here we've got Stefan and Patricia, yes, and the family. Where are you headed?
To Paris.
To Paris. Aren't you lucky you have family there, right?
Yes, we have family, parents.
Okay.
So we're going for the Christmas holidays.
And my understanding is the status of your flight is...
It's on time.
Good.
Yeah.
It's on time. Woo. Let's celebrate because you're not as lucky as everybody else, or you're far more lucky than everybody else or many other people. You did check online. How long did you give yourself to get to the airport, and how long does it normally take you?
20 minutes, and it usually takes 20 minutes, right? So it was pretty good.
Okay.
Not
the road
much.
wasn't so bad.
No, the roads are good.
Okay. There is freezing rain out there. You didn't want to give yourself some extra time?
We
are 2.5 hours early, actually, so...
because we have to check in.
Yeah.
But the roads are good. I mean, to my surprise, it's not that bad. In Mississauga, QEW.
Sure. The heavily traveled roads are usually a little bit better, right? But it's the side roads that we're worried about, definitely in this kind of weather. So all we want to tell you is now bon voyage and have fun. Consider yourself lucky. All right. I'm going to send it back to you in the studio, though, with more info on this weather system.
Thanks so much for that, Kasia. Yeah, our very own Kasia Bodurka, she has been out at Pearson Airport, which this time of year, it is a busy time for people traveling around. Kasia, how's everything looking there?
So far, so good, Michelle. Actually, it's only about 15% of Canadian flights that are delayed or canceled completely. So here at check-in, it's all a numbers game, really. Some people are coming out very happy, and then others, you know, a group of guys just walked by. They said, "You don't want to talk to me," and I said, "Oh yes, I do want to talk to you." They were a little on the disenchanted side because now they have to drive all the way to Moncton. They said they can't get a flight in time to be home for Christmas, so now they are driving. What Pearson Airport wants to tell you at home, if you do plan on traveling today or really for the next few days, is check your status delay or check your flight delays or statuses rather online before you head out. Also for arrivals too, that applies. So just some piece of advice from them. I'm going to send it back to you though inside with more on this weather system, Michelle.
Thanks so much for that, Kasia. Great out or trying to get somewhere. We have had a number of cancellations and delays at Pearson. Kasia Bodurka joins us now with an update. Kasia?
Yeah, Michelle, we just heard recently over the intercom, over the announcements that more delays, more cancellations are coming up soon. So we're expecting the board over here to change up a little bit because right now it doesn't look so bad. It looks like about 15% of flights are delayed or canceled. I've got Rahim here who is going to Vegas. How exciting is that? But tell me, what have you been experiencing so far when it comes to the flights?
Delays all around. We're delayed here, delayed in Montreal.
Okay. So there's a connector flight coming out of Montreal, so you're going to have to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
About,
so were you expecting this?
I was not expecting this.
No?
Well, sort of kind of during the weather, but not this bad. I didn't think it would be this bad.
But you will make it. It looks promising that you will be, I don't know, gambling or doing your thing in Vegas in the next 24 hours?
Hopefully.
Okay,
hopefully.
so fingers crossed for that. Because how would it feel? You know, we've got this freezing rain story going on. 23 hours of freezing rain here at Pearson. I mean, how would you feel if you couldn't go at all?
I would not be happy at all. I'm trying to get rich.
Okay, we hope you get rich too. Thanks so much. Good luck, Rahim. Back to you inside.
Thanks so much for that, Kasia. Take me to Vegas with you. I mean, tracking down a number of travelers at Toronto's Pearson Airport. And Kasia, we have seen a lot of rain there, freezing rain, and some very slick conditions outside.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, we've had a good 23, 24 hours of freezing rain already. That we're building up in the parking lot. It's actually kind of neat. But it is still coming down as rain. And if the roads weren't treated as well as they were, this would all be icing up, and actually right now is a crucial time for a lot of us in the city of Toronto and the GTA that the roads are icing up. So the roads less traveled are more dangerous. You're on and off ramps to the highway. Highways still should be okay, but I wouldn't test your luck either. Stay home if you can. I know it's still a big shopping day and it's a big traveling day. So yeah, there have been a lot of delays and cancellations, but not as many as we've been anticipating, which is good. This is great news, actually. A lot of the people that spoke to me, they had awful stories. This one couple, they drove all the way from Windsor. That's a good 4-hour drive just to find out that their flight has been canceled or delayed until tomorrow morning. So now they're kind of thinking, well, what do we do now through the overnight? Another group of gentlemen that we spoke to, they were supposed to head to Moncton this evening. Flight completely canceled. They can't get a flight until after Christmas. So now they have to drive to the Moncton area in this weather. With more on this, back to you inside, Michelle.
Wow, that is just insane, the stories you've been hearing. Thanks so much for that, Kasia. Kasia Bodurka has been busy all day. She joins us from Pearson Airport, where we have been dealing with a number of delays and cancellations. Kasia?
Yeah, Michelle, and as the evening goes on, we're seeing more and more of those delays and cancellations. Some people pretty disenchanted, to say the very least. So, you know, I actually bumped into Santa Claus, of all people. So exclusive to the Weather Network, we've got Santa and Baby Claus here. That's his name, Baby Claus, this dog here. Very cute. What brings you here, Santa?
We're traveling to Newfoundland, and we're heading to spread joy over there.
You're going to Newfoundland? You're taking a plane? Hey, how is your plane going, by the way?
Well, the reindeers are stuck in Newfoundland, so I got to get over there.
Okay. But is your flight canceled or delayed?
It's not delayed or canceled. It's on time.
You've got good news. Now, I know your sleigh is pretty resilient, but your way to the airport, how was that, Santa?
It wasn't icing yet, but lots of rain, but you can see it getting colder out there.
Okay.
So it looks like it's going to get worse.
Okay. One last question before we throw it back to Michelle. Am I on the nice list?
You are on the nice list.
Okay, sweet. All right. All the best to you, Santa. Please, we want to urge everybody to check the status of your flight before you are heading out, because we are seeing more and more of those delays and cancellations, and we'll be going live from here for the next few hours. Stay with us here. Back to you inside, Michelle.
Thanks so much for that, Kasia. Well, I hope that is. Speaking of that, Kasia Bodurka joins us right now from Pearson Airport. Kasia?
Yeah, and before we talk about cancellations and delays, Michelle, I want to take your attention to the lights back here in this arch. We've noticed in the past hour the lights flickering a little bit, so it seems as though there's a bit of a power issue here. So we're starting to see what could potentially be a power outage, not necessarily here at the Pearson Airport. I'm sure there are plenty of generators here, but cancellations and delays, shifting attention now. Talking to Chris here of Vancouver. Chris, what have you been experiencing with your flight?
Oh, just delays everywhere. I came from a friend's house. Their power just went out.
Ooh, where was that?
Oh, that was in Yorkdale, York Mills.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about you? So when's your flight leaving, and when were you supposed to leave?
I was supposed to leave at 9, delayed till 10:30. Who knows?
It's not so bad.
Might go longer. Maybe I'll
Right.
be crashing here for the night.
And I mean, how would that make you feel? I'm sure your family's so excited to see you.
Yeah, definitely. You know what? It's part of the season. I can't complain.
Sure.
But it is a hassle and it is inconvenient.
But that's a really good attitude you have. Others aren't so high in spirits. I've been talking to other people too throughout the day, and there's actually an app that they have from Pearson or from the flight organizations, and it gives you notifications when your flights are delayed or even canceled. And some people have said that they've gotten numerous notifications throughout the day. So it's saying, yeah, you're delayed for an hour. No, actually, you're delayed now for 5 or 10 hours. So we're seeing this reality pop up more and more here, and more cancellations on the board. We're watching that board diligently. So give yourself some extra time and check online before you head out anywhere. Okay, I'm going to send it back to you inside with more on your weather story. Michelle.
Thanks for that, Kasia. That guy just has such a great attitude. That's somebody who you want to be beside at the airport while you have to wait. Other people haven't been so happy that Kasia's been talking to. Let's take a look at those warnings and where